Hey, fellow comic book fans. Today we're talking about Batman number 53.
All right. Now, first I want to start with the cover of Batman number 53 because they tricked me a little. After our discussion last week, we're talking about, hey, maybe Batman's going to hang it up after this. And the cover says Dark Knight no more. And I was like, oh, you guys were right. No more Batman. He's retiring. He's going to take his place. But at the end of the book, they kind of do a little 180 on me a little bit. So I really appreciate that aspect of the book. I don't want to obviously reveal, what happens at the end, but it's worth reading an entire issue for. In the book itself, Bruce Wayne's still trying to convince everyone that Batman is maybe not as infallible as they think he is. And it's a really strong issue. And it's almost like a new beginning, I think. They're almost like it's almost like a reboot of Batman in some ways. So I'm interested to see where they go after this issue.
Yeah, I loved it too. It wasn't exactly what you'd call like an action-packed episode, but at the same time, it had you hooked, and I was just going from next one, next thing I know, it was gone. So absolutely loved it. And yeah, as you say, John, it was like a reboot, almost an unofficial reboot in a way. Just kind of a restart for poor Bruce here and poor Batman. And but as you say, I mean, it's showing, hey, he's not perfect in every way, and so you got to cut him some slack, and that's fair. I mean, he is the only human.
Yeah, I like that approach to it. I like the self-examining, brooding Bruce Wayne this time. Trying to examine like all of his motivations and stuff like that, and not really coming up with an answer other than, he's got to start at the beginning. And that's the way to go. The thing with Catwoman is another trauma, in some ways as important to him as the original trauma. So he's got to begin again and become something better, I think, this time. Something a little bit more flawed, but more human and perhaps more just. That he's more than just a creature that punches people in the face.
Yeah, and for me, what I thought was probably most interesting, it was obvious here that as much as Bruce Wayne was trying to convince the other members of the jury here that Batman isn't perfect, it was obvious that he was really working to convince himself.
Exactly.
This was an argument that he was forming while he was speaking. This was more for him than it was for them.
Yes.
Which I thought was great. And really, we have, I don't want to ruin it, but Batman here is compared to God throughout the majority of the issue. And that's kind of how Bruce Wayne gets through to the jury in saying, you believe in Batman. You believe in what Batman has done for you. He's protected the city. He's protected all of you. He's protected me. And it's kind of beautiful when Bruce Wayne looks at Batman as a symbol and as something that is so much more than a superhero, so much more than a costume, so much more than, this other side of him. I thought it was really, really beautiful. Another fantastic issue. When you guys brought up the ending, this is going to be a new chapter in, the life and times of Batman, and I think it's going to be a very exciting, very interesting chapter at that.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, I'm liking it. He's gone through something. And I think we see evidence in this issue that he's coming out the other side. And it's going to be a changed Batman, perhaps a new Batman. And I'm looking forward to see what happens. It's not a complete reboot, and I appreciate that. And there were some fake outs as to other people replacing him. I'm glad to see that it's just a different version of Bruce trying to figure out how to be Batman. Looking forward to it.
Exactly, and I think that's what's most important. It's obvious that Bruce Wayne is still trying to figure this out, even though he thought he had it figured out. And I'm just wondering now, are we going to have a better Batman? Are we going to have a darker Batman? What are we going to get? And that being the case, it's mission accomplished here.
Yeah. I don't know what it's going to be. Either one of those questions is fine, but it's going to be interesting. I think there's a lot to play with those questions, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's done.
Absolutely. So another great issue of Batman. That's what we thought about Batman number 53. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Let us know what you think about Batman number 53 in the comments down below. And as always, check out thebrazenmole.com for more great comic book content. Until next time.